The metaverse is now recognized as a multi-trillion-dollar economic, industrial and societal revolution that will impact almost every aspect of our lives. But it didn't start out that way. In fact, it was the subject of a lot of derision, and just as all other emerging technologies before it, there were more than a few detractors willing to tell you it was impossible, just a buzzword, or one big scam.
Not accepted as a means of payment. There's no store value because of the volatility in price. It has no intrinsic value. Is it possible, though, Bill, that perhaps Bitcoin has not yet found its use as a cryptocurrency yet?
So the moral of the story is, don't buy Bitcoin. Don't buy Bitcoin. Don't buy Bitcoin.
Although condemned as a scam for many years, Bitcoin would evolve to become a store of value for 0.1% of total global wealth. That's about $1.2 trillion. These days, we talk about Bitcoin as the gold standard of cryptocurrencies. There are definitely some bad actors and scams out there looking to dupe you out of your money. So if you're investing in any kind of new project or paradigm, you should absolutely be doing your due diligence first. Some of the more notorious ones over the past few decades include BitConnect's cryptocurrency exchange program, the Bernie Madoff scandal, a former chairman of the Nasdaq Stock Exchange who through an elaborate Ponzi scheme managed to con over $65 billion from his clients. He did, however, familiarise a generally unknowing public with what a Ponzi scheme is and what it means to be caught up in one. More recently, we saw the collapse of the FTX cryptocurrency exchange, and Bitforex recently disappeared with $59 million of customers' deposits. All of these events have culminated in much greater public awareness of scams and have brought an intense amount of scrutiny from the financial authorities, who have established much more stringent regulations to protect customers and to penalise companies. But there have always been two camps, those who can think inside the box and those who can think outside the box and see what's coming. There were plenty of doubters at the dawn of the internet too. Most people couldn't even see themselves using the web.
It's easy to criticize something you don't fully understand, which is my position here.
Go ahead.
But I can remember a couple of months ago, there was like a big breakthrough announcement that on the internet or on some computer deal, they were going to broadcast a baseball game. You could listen to a baseball game on your computer. And I just thought to myself, does radio ring a bell?
There was a definite tipping point for mass adoption of PCs in the 80s, mobile phones in the 90s, the internet in the 2000s, and mobile internet in 2010. The Metaverse too will have its moment of mass adoption. In fact, the party is just beginning.
I think we're actually on the cusp of something exhilarating and terrifying.
It's just a tool though, isn't it?
No, it's not. No, it's an alien life form.
Just as all emerging paradigm shifts and projects before it, Earth 2 also received more than its fair share of naysayers and criticism, people who just couldn't see what was coming.
My advice to anyone who is invested in this is to pull out immediately.
I don't think it's going to work. It's not going to capture the general public.
It's painfully obvious that this entire thing is off the rails, and if it should manage to somehow improve in the future, great, awesome for you. Oh, I'm so happy. But dear Lord, do not put money into this.
I think there's a lot of people out there who don't want a metaverse. They don't want to deal with the metaverse. They don't want to see this kind of stuff. They want to be able to play the game, and they want to just have a game. That's it. And so, yeah, fuck the metaverse.
We have definitely been conditioned to accept the current gaming paradigm or business model that sees the majority of profits flowing back to the venture capitalists or big conglomerates like the Chinese-owned Tencent Corporation, who have controlling shares in many of the platforms, programs and games that we use on a daily basis. Discord, Activision Blizzard, Riot Games, Fortnite and Epic Games are all under Tencent's control. As one of the biggest corporations in the world, you would think that everyone has heard of them, but Tencent like to operate in the shadows. But wherever they go, they are followed by ethical, legal and copyright violations, making me think of Tencent as the Monsanto of video games. Yet we seem more than eager to continue giving them our money. This year, gaming revenue will exceed $294 billion. That's a staggering amount of money, but only a tiny percentage of this wealth is headed in the player's direction. The current economic model sees the majority of it going to the corporations and conglomerates. But there's more than enough money to go around and still be hugely successful. What if a gamer set up a company and developed a product that would enable players to supplement or earn a living completely from within the game, allowing things like creativity or engagement to be rewarded, allowing items to be resold by players for profit, and only taking a small percentage of that? In a sense, I get why people don't understand the E2 model. It's not what they're used to. It doesn't fit conveniently into any of their boxes. People have made very flimsy allegations that E2 is a Ponzi, pyramid or MLM scheme, but in reality, it fits none of those models either. It's something entirely new, with a decentralized model that rewards players' creativity, ingenuity and engagement with the platform. There are multiple marketplaces where players can sell items they've crafted or leveled up, with E2 only taking a small percentage of any profit made. This is in direct contradiction to the traditional way of doing things, where all the money goes to the developer and the players actually own nothing. Most Metaverse projects have some kind of crypto gaming token, but almost all of them have released an initial coin offering to raise revenue. Earth 2 stands apart in this regard, avoiding the usual manipulation of the market by whales. Earth 2's unique approach to raising revenue by selling parcels of land ahead of the platform's release received a huge amount of backlash from uninformed commentators, but enabled them to fully fund the project without having to do an ICO or sell out to venture capitalists. This makes it essentially a crowdfunded venture, and because of this, it's the players who funded the project who will share in the profits.